Anytime a mission-critical application goes down, someone is going to have a bad time. Downtime eats into your company's mission. It interrupts your workflow, ruins your user's experience, and it's even worse when it happens at 3 a.m. and you have to scramble to handle the disruption. In this demo, we will show how Storidge ensures high availability of a database in a swarm cluster in the event of a node failure. This demo also shows how a volume is reattached to a new node when the swarm service is rescheduled to a new node. So let's get started. First, we'll create a 4-node swarm cluster for running the database service with a Storidge cluster to provide persistent volumes. To begin, we'll start cluster creation with CIOCTL create on the primary node. And then let's join the 3 other nodes to the cluster with CIOCTL join. Next, we'll start initializing the cluster for use. The Storidge software has finished initializing the cluster. The result is a 4-node swarm cluster with a 4-node Storidge cluster supporting stateful applications and a portainer service for graphical user interface. The portainer service is published on port 9000, so we'll log in there. First, we'll need to create an admin account so we can use the system. And now we see the portainer service running with an agent on each node. Next, let's deploy a service. For this demo, we'll copy a Docker compose file from Storidge's GitHub repo and deploy it using portainer. The compose file contains a MySQL image with volume MySQL data, a WordPress frontend running in global mode on port 8080. The driver is Storidge's CIO volume plugin, and the volume option specifies a MySQL profile which defines the volume attributes. Next, let's take down a node to simulate a node failure. To test availability of the database, we'll bring down the node where the MySQL database is running. This will cause 2 things to happen. The MySQL service will be rescheduled to a different node by Docker Swarm. The volume will be moved by Storidge's orchestrator to the new node where MySQL is running. After bringing down the node, we see that MySQL is scheduled to a different node. From the events window, we see that the volume was removed from the failed node and attached to a new node. Also, the failover was completed and the node put into maintenance mode. But what happened to the data that was on drives attached to the failed node? Let's restart the node. We see that Storidge recognized that the previously failed node is available and automatically added it back to the cluster. Swarm also added the node back. In the events window, we see Storidge using the changed block tracking feature to very quickly rebuild data on the volumes and restore full data redundancy. In conclusion, Storidge, along with Docker Swarm, makes providing high availability for stateful applications really simple. While Docker Swarm takes care of rescheduling services, Storidge automatically ensures volumes are always available to keep services running. Automatically replicates data, so data redundancy is quickly and automatically restored without any operator intervention or recovery effort.